team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, taking on the second-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Tigers will get this season underway as toe meets leather. He'll bring it out. It's Ivy. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Give to the running back. That keeps the running game churning. Pickup of 5 to the 23. Guys, let's think big picture for a minute and talk about Penn State. They had quite the ride last year, made it to the semifinals, couldn't finish the deal. Regression or redemption?
And today we're going to find out, and that's what's cool. Last year did not finish the way they wanted to, but they did get to the playoff. That is an accomplishment. Now, did that raise the level of intensity for these guys for a whole offseason, Jesse, and do they come out better?
I think it has. I think the sense of urgency on this team has actually gone up. There were a lot of people patting them on the back last year. Yeah, you didn't win it all, but you made it to the playoff. Nice job.
Turning it on! He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Drew Allar feels as if he has unfinished business at Penn State. Tyler Warren is gone, but Allar still with a plethora of weapons at his disposal, and maybe, David, giving him a path to redemption in the college football playoff.
Yeah, and when we saw him finish, it wasn't the best, right? He made the big turnover. They had a chance to go to the national title game, but Penn State took some next steps, and he took some next steps. So if the talent in this offense, another year with Colton Ecking, running backs back, like this offense could really take that next step.
Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Allar. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. They'll move the wide receiver. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Ross. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
Might be changing the route. Tight end now in motion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. Got a man, it's Williams. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
The decibel meter's about to explode. One of the great environments, wide-out level noise. And with this place rocking, the crowd forces a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's
Breaks into the open. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. For a quarterback as highly touted as Cade Klubnik was, I think he would even tell you he started slowly, but man, the progression, the improvement has been exponential, Jesse.
It has, Reese, and he's played big in big games as of late. You think back to last year's ACC championship game, and then I would argue his game against Texas, even in the loss in the playoff, that might have been his best game of the season, making throw after throw. You can see why he was so highly recruited, and if he plays up to that standard week in, week out, Clemson's going to be really tough to beat.
And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
And winning 1st downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on 1st down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Finds a tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Line getting set on 2nd down. Looking for a man. It's Klubnik. That's reeled in. It's Williams. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. And the Tigers are facing 3rd and inches. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the 1st down. Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a 1st down. They'll ride the hot hand. himself 6 down to the 22-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. He's in open space downfield. And he steps out of bounds, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. First play of the period, first down here. Looking for a gap, it's Davidson. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on that play.
After losing yardage, it's 2nd and 12. Wants to throw. It's Klubnik. Here comes the heat. He's got it on the move. Lowers those pads. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal line. Understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Ivy. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board, down 7-0. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. The give to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Looking to throw, it's Aller. Throws to the wideout. Got his man to the left. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10. Quarterback may change this route. They'll move the tight end to the air on 1st down. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up. But if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
This senior shows some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. The Nittany Lions are moving quickly down the field. Sends it back in motion. Just keeps slinging it. Using his feet to buy time. On the move, he fires. A strike downfield.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
Wants to go up top on first down. Going for it all. Touchdown, Penn State! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, oh, I got to get my feet set. Make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Back to pass. It's Klubnik. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
Man, those are frustrating because you know you're supposed to catch that. You're supposed to secure it. It's going to happen, but it's just frustrating for those receivers. Just tap the chest. My bad, dog.
Unloads to the wideout. Oh, man, another incompletion. That's 3 in a row.
Well, after giving up that touchdown on the opening drive, they had a little bit of a come to Jesus with their defensive coordinator on the sideline. I don't know what he said, but he, I think, just invoked the fear of God into this defense because this 3 and out has been sensational, dominant. This is the way they've got to play moving forward.
He's got it. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll try to get outside. There he goes. Smashes through the tackle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
They get a huge gain on that toss play, and this running back, when he's got the ball in space, watch out. You see when he's out in the perimeter of the field, he's able to pick his spots. He can make people miss. He's got a bevy of moves. Way to generate the explosive play.
They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. The Nittany Lions, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They're going to ride this running back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you could tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into...
Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, You want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. Sets up the screen. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. Clemson is quick to the line. This quarterback part of their running game. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
On the play. First down for the offense.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Moore. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that in route.
The Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Grab near the marker. It's Davidson. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Williams. Brought down at the 31. It is a 1st down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
That's exactly what you're trying to get accomplished. You got to make sure on all these runs, clock running down, get out of bounds, right? Get some positive yards, and then stop that clock.
The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Looking downfield, and time is running short. Caught near the sticks. It's Williams. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down.
I'll tell you, QBs and receivers, they practice these out routes all week long. And you've got to anticipate. You've got to be comfortable throwing it before he gets out of his break. And they executed it perfectly right there to pick up that 1st.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. Hand off from the shotgun. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air, it's Klubnik. Looking for the score. And it's caught. Touchdown, Tigers.
Every coach in the country talks about finishing half strong. Man, how about that? You get the touchdown, a chance to tie this game up and take all the momentum into halftime.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Extra point here will tie the game. And the point after is good. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He'll be stopped, but good work there to get the ball out to the 37. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Going right to work up top. Makes the catch. It swamps. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. We're all locked up here in the third quarter as he's set to kick it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it's going to be hard to stop.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Pulls it and fires to the left. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
The run from the shotgun. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. He'll do it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
To the air, it's Klubnik. Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
These old girders are rocking on 3rd down here at Beaver Stadium. He's looking downfield to throw. Gonna take a shot. Makes a catch at the 15. He's brought down, but what a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Looking to throw on first down. Gets it out quickly. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
And I love when my quarterback sees zoned and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Quick completion to the right. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and getting them on the ground as soon as they catch it. That's a major deal for defenses, and that was a good example thereof.
Wants to keep it in the air. He caught it. Touchdown, Clemson. And that one will put him up here in the second half. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A pair of top 15 teams throwing haymakers today. Let's show you the very latest. Michigan is currently ahead in this one in a jam-packed big house, but it's been close so far. They're up by 7 over Florida. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. This drive will open from the 15. Takes a handoff. It's Allen. Oh, gives him the tough stiff arm.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
They've got it first and 10 from the 25. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Well, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Allen. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Looking downfield, it's Allard. Shoots it to the left. Wide open downfield. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. The Nittany Lions want to crank the tempo.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Looking to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Ross. Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they've really featured this guy today.
He might want another play. Wants to go up top. He makes the tackle at the 37. It's a pickup of 5. That's good enough for a first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. To the air on first down. Might be looking to run. Finding an escape route. It's a fumble. Ball bounced right to scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Direct snap. It's Allen. Oh, he's got some space. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the fourth quarter, they're going to need it.
And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The negative play leaves them with 2nd and 12. Back to pass, it's Aller. Using the quick game. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped. And guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the fourth, and the stage will be set for a great finish. On the option. Quick toss. And they just didn't get anybody on that defense out of position, and they will lose yardage on that one.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
Caught behind the line. It's Saunders. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
Screen pass just not working there. And you figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
Touchdown, Penn State! Fired in from the red zone for the score. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. Looking for the time with the extra point. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Coming out with it, it's Brown. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Scanning the field, it's Klubnik. Fires to the wideout. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Sends it downfield. He's got it inside the 25. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. They just flipped the entire field, and now they'll try to cash in on 1st and 10 from the 20. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying to run, it's Davidson. Got enough space. Touchdown, Tigers. They've got the lead here in the fourth.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Ivy. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
With the catch, it's Allen. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
And obviously this offense wants to keep it up. Like, keep the pace going, get as many plays as possible, maybe eke one more out here before the 2-minute timeout.
So can the defense get one more stop, one more time, and hold on to this lead? With the catch, it's Pena. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Caught close to the marker, it's Pena. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 30.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
And he was flat and missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw.
And I like it. Very smart defense, understanding the clock, understanding they're going to try to push the ball down the field. Great job playing deep, breaking on the football, making sure that receiver doesn't catch it. Smart IQ defense.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
Looking to throw, it's Allard. Bringing the heat. Got it in the middle, it's Ruggs. Really nice job there to pick up the 1st down and get it to their own 41.
Good execution by this offense. Now we need to rush, but not be in a hurry. Still got some time left. Got to move the football a long way down the field, though.
Pocket breaking down. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. They're about to snap it for the 7th time on this drive. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He wants a big play here late. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath, because in the 4th quarter, you got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you. And that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like, forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
They stop him short, and we'll have a big 4th down coming. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. Trailing by a touchdown, this 4th down opportunity is gargantuan. Might be calling a hot route. 4th down, gotta have it here. He's got it, 1st down and more. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. in search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. He fires to the left side. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Off play action on 1st down. That's caught. It's Pena. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Dropping back, it's Allard. Throws to the wideout. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big time mistake. This one